Hola mis conejitos, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Alicia. Hello my bunnies, how are you? My name is Austin, and today we are doing a vlog instead of playing Stardew Valley. It's actually been, so you guys know that I normally don't do vlogs unless it's something important that either affects the channel or affects me. Because I need to let you guys know if there's anything dramatic or not dramatic, but drastic or important changes that are going to happen, stuff like that. Either to the channel or me. So, first of all, I'm going to try something new next month when it comes to uploading videos. Originally, my plan was to not upload on weekends, except for the Sunday video. But I've realized that probably one of the reasons why I'm not attracting subscribers is because I'm doing 2 videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I think I need to try doing just 1 video on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to try that for an experiment for March and April. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna switch it back to 2 videos and not do weekend videos, except the Sunday video, the extra Sunday video, I mean. So, hopefully one of those 2 will work, so I'm looking forward to it. Another thing is that my book that I'm publishing is going swimmingly well. I finally got to finish editing it. And I passed it back to my editor, and I did that though right after I sent it to my beta readers. And I got 4 beta readers. One of them is my sister, actually, because she needs to know what has changed. Because she's actually one of the people. She's actually the only person who has helped with this particular book. The book is called Ashlyn's Dream Come True. It's a Cinderella Musical type book. And it's interesting because not very many musicals are books. And that's what I love about my writings, though. I try to take something that normally isn't done. Not just a Cinderella Musical, but I'm actually in the process of writing a book that is much like a hidden objects PC game. And it's actually really challenging because in order for me to continue the book, I actually have to play a hidden objects game similar to the book. So, like that Princess Isabel game that we just finished, I guess Cursed would be one of them, as well as the Empress of the Deep trilogy. It's a really cool book, and I'm still somewhat in the beginning of it. I'm stuck, is what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm basically saying, I should say. But anyways, let's get back to it. Ashlyn's Dream Come True. It's a Cinderella musical, and what I love about it is that the main character is Ashlyn, and she keeps having this recurring dream. Now, the recurring dream is the Cinderella musical part, and this dream is affecting her life so much that it's affecting her relationship with her family. It's affecting her job. She's actually about to lose her job if she doesn't get rid of this dream. Hopefully, the beta readers will be showing me what else is missing, because I know I have the big stuff answered, at least I think so. The beta readers will point out the little things, and if possible, the big things. Jeez. So, I'm hoping that will go well. And it's funny because, after I sent the beta readers the book, I realized, oh, I'm supposed to be sending this to my editor, aren't I? So I emailed my editor, asked her if she needed if I needed to give it back to her, or when I needed to give it back to her, and she said ASAP, because of her schedule and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, well... Oh, Snappy Doodles, family-friendly show. Family-friendly show. Sorry. I will make sure that is either silenced or... I love the editing. The editing is actually my favorite part. Which is weird, considering it's like the most boring thing to do. Well, most people consider it the most boring thing to do. For me, it's a lot of fun, because I get to experiment. I get to learn what the professionals are doing now. Well, not the professionals. They're still amateurs, even though they're at like 13 million subscribers. Jeez. Okay. Well, not all of them are 13 million subscribers. Some of them are 5. Some of them haven't even hit the million. Which is unfair, considering how freaking awesome he is. Sorry, I'm thinking of pause and pause. Anywho, I actually got some really cool things in the mail recently. One is actually something to help me lose some weight. I really need to lose weight, because the number that I'm at right now really scares me. Because, I don't know if I told you this, guys, and I probably shouldn't bring it up, because it's a medical condition. Because, well, I mean, you guys already know that I have mosaic Down syndrome. That's, like, a huge thing. In fact, most of you probably didn't know I had a disability. Unless you've been paying attention to my channel. Because I'm always talking about Special Olympics. I'm always talking about my swimming. And I'm almost always talking about my disability. Almost always. About all this stuff. I don't always bring it up, but... it's one of my favorite things about, because, like, being in Special Olympics is, like, the most important thing in my life. Which is weird, considering I haven't been treating it very well lately. Treating them well lately. Anyways, I have a disability called mosaic Down syndrome. I can never remember how to describe it, just because the medical condition of it is really confusing to me. Well, it's not confusing, it's simple. I can never remember it for some dumb reason. I think it's got something to do with an extra chromosome. At least not, well, yeah, it's similar to Down syndrome, really. It's mosaic Down syndrome is similar to Down syndrome. Like, we're all creative in our own way, especially in the arts, music, whatever department we're interested in, and we are, I know for me, I'm not an abstract thinker. One of the things that I don't like about my disability is that when I am under pressure, my brain shuts down. Like, I can't do any thinking process whatsoever, and I freak out, and I'm like, what's next? Which is weird, considering the job I had. Yes, I said had. Guys, I am not working at Wendy's anymore. I do not have a job anymore. I am both free and panicking. I am free and yet I'm panicking. Because if I don't find a job soon, relatively in like the next month or two, I might lose my apartment. Because I don't really want to explain my situation with my apartment, just because this is a government-funded facility. Well, not government, sorry, city-funded building. And I don't really want to go into details about that, because not only is it about my financial situation, and it's also about, well, it's basically because of financial situations. And it's also because of, I know there's a second reason, I just can't remember what it was, because I was going to bring it up. Dang it. Anywho, one of the things that I got was a necklace. And it's a really pretty necklace. Actually, let me get it. So the necklace, it looks like this. And the really cool thing about it is that it's glow in the dark. There's actually, one of the reasons I got this was because it was one of those, S-Store ads on Facebook. And it was saying that there are 4 different colors. I thought I got number 2, which is kind of like a light turquoise color. Instead, I got number 4, which is the basic phosphorescent lighting. Freaking kidding me? I mean, it's really pretty. Actually, you know what? I kind of remember choosing number 4, only because I thought it wouldn't be the regular phosphorescent lighting that we normally see in the dark. But it was. I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't call out to me. The turquoise one does. I normally, when it comes to moon symbols and spiritualism and that kind of stuff, I try to make sure I choose one that draws to me. Because, yes, don't stereotype me just yet. I'm different. I was raised with Christian beliefs. I was raised to love God. I was raised to believe in God. I'm not one of those people, well, I'm sort of one of those people, or I'm saying, where was God when I blah, 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 blah. It kind of is like that for me. But also, I guess a reason why I have doubts in God is because of science. Because it's so interesting, because, like, people are always saying, you can't believe in God if you believe in science. And you can't believe in science if you believe in God. There's no middle. And I understand that, but I'm in the middle. I am in the middle. That's one of the things about my disability. I have a very, very open mind, and I try to understand things that most people don't want to understand, or, cause like in middle school of all times in my life, I came up with the huge question, and, cause like, I didn't bring it up to my teacher, but I brought it up to one of my classmates, cause we were supposed to like we were supposed to like get to know each other and then bring it up in a class discussion. Announce it to the class of what we've learned about the other person. I tried to explain to my classmate my thoughts on, you know, the bigger questions of being on this earth, of how evolution happened and all that kind of stuff. And he just generalized it. Like, what? No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. People, kids, they prefer to just view it as a general kind of thing instead of trying to understand it. If they do understand it, they want to either ignore it or face it head on and say no or yes. It is crazy. And I'm getting way too serious about this. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Okay, so that was... Oh, right. Sorry. I got into, like, spirit... I was originally trying to explain my religion and spiritualism point of view. So yes, I was raised with Christian beliefs, but I've come to understand in life that there are hundreds, thousands of different religions and spiritualisms that one should understand. And I understand all that stuff, and my curiosity is so huge that I'm willing to accept certain things in spiritualism, different spiritualisms and even different religions. Or at least I try to understand. It's so weird because, like, because, like, when I was younger, I was told that, I can understand things, but I can't comprehend things. Which I thought were the same thing, but I know they're not. And recently, I asked someone, I think it was in my family, I asked someone if there's a difference between understanding and comprehending. They said no. It's the same thing. But I know for a fact, I can't remember how, but I know for a fact that understanding and comprehending are two different things. Oh man, this video, I'm just being way too serious on a whole bunch of things. But, again, with spiritualism, like, I kind of follow the Wiccan path. And when I say Wiccan, it's not witch. I've tried explaining this to someone because I was trying to tell them that, because someone was actually asking what a Wiccan is. Someone I sort of knew. Sort of know. I was trying to explain what a Wiccan is. And the person next to us says, it's a witch. No, it's not. Yeah, maybe Wiccans came from witches, but they're not witches. Wiccans are... Alright, I guess they are witches, but they're the more kind and gentler witches. They're the ones that like to heal with herbs and tonics and dream catchers. So as I said, I'm sort of following in the Wiccan direction, because I am actually making my own tea with different herbs. And I also bought some bracelets from a different store on Facebook. And that it was from, I actually found out what website that one was for, and it was Wiccan Movement. Oh my gosh, guys, I actually checked out the website. They are amazing. They have a whole bunch of stuff for people who are Wiccans. But the bracelets I got, they're not on the Wiccan Movement website. You can only find it on Facebook. But I got 2 bracelets. One says Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and Spirits. And each one has its particular symbol for it. And I always have it. And I always have the words facing towards you guys. Because you guys are the ones that are meeting me. And my other bracelet says Moonchild. And the letter C in child is actually shaped like a crescent moon, I believe. Crescent moon. So, that's actually pretty cool. And I have those 2 words facing me. Because I really am a Moonchild. I mean, despite me complaining of not wanting to stay up so late and I know for a fact that I'm not a morning person, even though for some weird reason I do like getting up in the morning. I'm a complex person. I'm a very complex person. But anyways, geez, this is pretty much like a confession video. But, like, I am a Moonchild. Literally. Because, like, I love staying up late, even though it screws up my sleeping schedule royally. And whenever I'm outside during night and the moon is out, I want to embrace the moon. I want to sing. I want to float up in the sky high, just fly to the moon and just, whatever. And there are times when I actually sing to the moon and try to ask it to turn me into a mermaid. Yeah! Because I still have that dream of becoming a mermaid. I doubt it'll happen, but I know that one day I will have the money, however much it's going to cost, to have a tail built just like the H2O, just add water mermaids. I want the tail to look like them, but not the same color, mind you. It's gonna take forever for me to earn the money. I'd rather have my dream house than get a tail, though. Anyways. So today, actually, wait, there are two things that I want to show you guys. Two of which I used my tax refund. I know I shouldn't be talking about my financial stuff, especially when it comes to taxes, but I made some changes. I actually gave my 2-week notice for my job on the 8th of February. My last day was the 22nd, which was last Wednesday, and I decided to splurge. I got a haircut, which looks really nice on me, and I got a dragon from Build-A-Bear, and guess who that dragon was? Tevez! Yay! I am a freaking child. And there's a little button in his foot, and he can roar 5 different times. Of course, there's on one of his ears, there's a name tag. Instead of calling him Toothless, like his real name is, I decided to name him Ladybug, because I wanted to name him after my dog for some weird reason. But anyways, now that I bring up my dog, I gotta bring it up. Originally, the video was gonna be about this particular topic, actually. My grandma died this past weekend. And it's so weird because I thought I'd feel something because I'm actually kind of close to grandma. And she was my last living grandparent. My grandpa on my dad's side died when he finished high school. So I never got to meet my grandpa on my dad's side. My grandma on my dad's side died, I think, when I was in high school. Which is unfortunate. I do remember meeting her plenty of times. I never really got to talk to her, though. I actually inherited a couple of things from her, like a lamp and this little figurine that plays music when you roll the bottom of it. And my grandpa on my mom's side, I think, died when I was in elementary school. And that's if I'm remembering correctly. I keep thinking it's my great uncle, but my mom keeps telling me that it was grandpa. So, yeah. My grandma, rest her soul, she died at age 92. A great woman. Her health was kind of diminishing over the past year, and last week, she ended up getting a cold, which turned into pneumonia, and she was getting better. Something happened, though, which I can't remember what happened. No one really told me the details of it, but she was getting better, but something happened. And once she got released from the hospital, she had to be placed into a nursing home. And, just a few days later, she was gone. And, I mean, it's weird because, me and my mom, we saw this happening. We knew it was going to happen in the next year or two. And we've kind of been grieving on our own, even though she was still alive. And I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't feel anything when she died. When I learned that she died, and the more I think about it, the more I talk about it with my friends and my neighbors, the more of a shock I'm in. The more I'm realizing I can't see her anymore. I can't change what I didn't do. I can't change what I wanted to do. There's just so much going on in my life right now that I thought was going for a positive, but it's turning into a negative. I don't know what places to look for a job. And if I don't find a job by the end of March, I might lose my apartment. And I'm publishing a book. And I'm volunteering for the greatest film festival in our town. And my financial situation is changing because they had to review my case. And now I don't just have Medicaid, I have Medicare. So it feels like I'm getting I am getting extra money, but at the same time I feel like I'm not. Because of all the money I keep earning is disappearing. Because the more I earn in a job, the less I earn in SSI. I don't know if I told you guys that, but that's the way it is. Because SSI don't like us people with disabilities to earn more than $1,000 a month. Anywho, Toothless is not the only thing I got. This must have happened when I got my tax refund, because one of the S-Store ads that I saw on Facebook, I was actually waiting for some time. I've actually been eyeing it since January because I knew of it. So, yeah, I've been eyeing this shirt since January because, the S-Store ads on Facebook are always different. And when I saw this, I actually found it through Instagram, actually. And I've been trying to buy it. I've been wanting to buy it. And when I saw it as an S-Store ad on Facebook, I'm like, okay, now that I have my tax refund, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And it was really pricey, especially for the shipping and handling. Jeez. But I got a shirt. Static Shock! Static Shock! I freaking love this show. And the guy who voices Static Shock is none other than Phil Lamar. If you're a movie/TV buff, you know who he is. On the side of the sleeve, on one of the sleeves, it says Sanusi Vision. That's the company that makes the shirts. I am super excited to be wearing this. That is actually not very well ironed. Should probably take this to a shirt store that I know of. Make sure they did this right. I'm probably just not used to this kind of stuff, this kind of shirt. I mean, it just looks like they took a poster and ironed it on. Yeah, I'm nervous to be washing this. It did come with instructions on how to wash it and dry it, so. But again, I think I'm going to take it to a shirt store that I'm familiar with that actually makes shirts and see if they did it right. If not, well, I'll just keep it as like a hanging souvenir. I'm going to stop talking so that you can get your ears calmed and relaxed with some other stuff. Either music or different YouTubers or just read a book, people. Oh, man. That brings back memories. Yeah. There's actually... The reason why I said that and laughed is because there's an episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Whose Line Is It Anyway is a comic show. It's basically an improv comedy show. It's kind of like a game show, actually. Where they do, like, stand-up improv. And the mini games are like, something always different. One of the mini games in this particular episode, they were doing scenes from a hat. And the host would take a hat that was like, let me just try that again. At the beginning of every taping, every recording, there would be a hat somewhere in the studio, and the audience members would write down suggestions on a piece of paper and put in the hat. Later in the show, later in the taping, the host would take that hat, pull out one paper, and the actors would have to improvise what would happen in these situations, in the situation or the suggestion or whatever it is that's on the paper. One of the suggestions was saying Shakespeare lines in a hillbilly accent or something like that. And oh my gosh, I think that was one of the best suggestions, because Wayne Brady, he comes up and he says, "Ye, the two gentlemen of Verona approaches," and like everyone in the audience is like, "What? Huh?" And he's like, "Read a book, people." Oh man. Alrighty, lady. Okay. So, I guess suppose I should go ahead and let you guys go. I don't know how to end videos. I'm terrible. At least I haven't stuttered yet. I know I have been using fillers a little bit. I'm improving. I love it, because I need to work on my public speaking. I believe that is it. So I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube. My neighbor plays the weirdest shows and films. You can hear it through the walls. A lot of times I can recognize it. It's either Star Wars, Star Trek, or Doctor Who. Sometimes I think it's Supergirl or Flash.